Okay, y'all got us. Switched it up on us. First part was decent. Second part, boring as hell. But let's get into it anyway.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. Like I said, this is actually it. This section of this reunion was boring. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 8 reunion, and this is part 2. There's 3 parts to it. Generally, the first part is kind of like a drag fest, and then after that, it starts to pick up. Well, last night was really kind of boring to me. It like literally the first 18 minutes, I was just like, okay, so something gonna happen there, you know. Literally, the commercial was better than the show. But let's just get into it. All right, so um, Kenya had continued on with her. She's mean. I don't know. Kenya's just evil for whatever reason. Kenya's ass is just evil. She's just in a mood that just is not good. This is what I'm seeing. Um, her mood is bad, and I don't know what it is, but she's just, she's usually an evil bitch any old way, but just she's really bitter and everything. And I'm going to say here, as you know, I'm not Team Twirl, I'm not a more whore, I'm not any of that stuff. Um, there was some picking and jumping on her that went on this time. There was some ganging up that actually went on with Kenya this time, and I'm going to talk about it because y'all know I'm not team anybody. I just tell what I see, and it just is what it is. Okay, so let's go. Um, I laughed at them. They did this whole thing with Portia and Cynthia. I thought it was just stupid. It was getting on my nerves. Why are we rehashing this shit? Y'all got past it. I mean, of course we got to talk about it, but they literally were damn near arguing again about the little fight. And they're going back and forth about whose fault it was. And I did this because you did that. Who cares? Who in the fuck cares? Who cares? You two now know you can't call each other bitches and it be cool. So don't do it. Don't call each other bitches. Then don't stand over top of Cynthia, because if you stand over top of Cynthia, Cynthia's gonna kick your pussy out of whack. So don't stand over top of Cynthia. I mean, we really gonna rehash a whole new fight on that? Which brings me to my next point. That whole thing with the animosity back and forth between Portia and Cynthia, it ain't got nothing to do with that little fight. It has to do with the fact that Portia been talking shit on Peter behind the scenes where we ain't seeing when they down there in Atlanta and the mouths is running and Portia's talking shit. But ain't that fair? China's life. Peter's messy. They brought Peter out. Y'all know I like Peter and shit. I do. I like Peter. But Peter out of order. He's out of order. And yes, like Andy said, yes, your marriage does look like you two are separated. Y'all together on paper, but y'all ain't together for real, for real. And do I think that Peter's doing something wrong? Absolutely. Now, I ain't going to say that everything Portia's saying is true, or that's exactly what happened. But is Peter doing something? Mm-hmm. You better believe that Peter is giving dick to something or somebody. And Cynthia knows. Cynthia ain't crazy. Cynthia's not crazy. But I don't think Cynthia give a fuck. Okay? So that's cool. Long as it's working for Peter and Cynthia, who the fuck cares? But yeah, he down there doing whatever he want to do in North Carolina. But I laughed at Portia talking about, yeah, Cynthia, figure out how your waitresses are being paid with penis. Honey, listen. We like Peter. Peter ain't no bad looking man or nothing like that, but baby, he's old. That's some old dick. Ain't nobody taking no old fucking black ass dick in exchange for busting no tables. Okay? Peter's at the age where Peter needs to pay. He needs to pay to play. He's an old motherfucker. And to get a young bitch, it's time to pay. So no, he ain't knocking the girls off like that. If Peter was knocking the girls off like that, we'd have sex videos and everything else. If the dick was really all that to where young girls is willing to work in a restaurant for some dick. Yeah, I don't think that's it. But do I think he giving out some dick? Oh, absolutely. And some money too. I believe that. I could be wrong. Allegedly. That's what I believe. I believe Peter's doing whatever Peter wants to do. Cynthia knows that Cynthia's okay with it, so fuck Peter and Cynthia. Who cares? It's not my problem. It's not my problem. But I have to say, I laughed at when they were going back and forth, and Portia was talking about all the bruises that she had and all this stuff. And Cynthia's like, I ain't do all that. I ain't bruised you up, bitch. You're not going to lure me into saying on tape that I bruised you up. And when she said maybe she kicked her own ass when she was at the hospital, I about fell out. About fell out. Funny. And you know, they throw their little one-liners back and forth because when Portia said, she told him, don't come after me, honey, and be all of my business. You know what I mean? Your house ain't clean. You need to sweep your porch. I about fell out. I said, Lord have mercy. And then, you know, they pushed her. They really did push her because Portia was really trying to hold back from saying anything about Peter and his business. But Peter was barking a little bit. And then when Portia started talking, you see how quiet that motherfucker got? Because she just struck a chord. And her and Cynthia got quiet. Or him and Cynthia, not her. Him and Cynthia got quiet. I said, that's just a mess. Then the whole thing with Kenya and Portia, that ain't never going to go away. That's just, child, that ain't never going to go away. Kenya don't appreciate the fact that Portia yanked her by her motherfucking hair and drug her on the floor. She don't like that, and I don't blame her. I'd have been mad in the motherfucker too. Yet, I wouldn't have been fucking with Portia either. So all of that is very true. Kenya does push, and then sits there and acts stupid when people go to fuck off, like she don't understand why they went off. But continue on, because eventually you're going to push the right bitch and they're going to give you just what you're looking for. Not that shit that Portia gave you. Somebody's going to really tip-tap that motherfucking ass one of these days to Kenya. They're going to knock your whole motherfucking head off. Like, do you remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots back in the day? Whoop, and your whole motherfucking head go back. That's what you're going to get, bitch. Keep playing with people. Keep on playing. Go fuck with Marla or one of them old raggedy bitches and see what happened to you. You will get fopped and dragged, but she gonna do it because that's just the way that life is. She's gonna do it. She's gotten so accustomed to push, child. And I got people in my own life that do it. They push, and I'm sitting there and I'm saying, I'm looking at my family and I'm looking at generations of people who have gone by, and you got the same core motherfuckers who fucks with everybody in the family, and then nobody, like, they just keep letting them live. And I'm like, are y'all serious? Now I'm 44 and I'm looking around and I'm saying, Mommy, do you see this shit? Do you realize in other families that bitch would be dead? Like, everybody ain't hooked up on, oh, that's my mom, that's my aunt, that's my cousin. Everybody ain't hooked up on that. Some of the shit that goes down in my family, everybody's family. I'm speaking about mine right now, though. The shit that goes down in my family, I know families of people who would take a gun and blow the other person's motherfucking head off. And it would just be, yeah, that was my aunt, or yeah, that was my cousin. Now that's my cousin or my aunt that ain't got no motherfucking head attached to their body. People don't be playing them games. You know, that old family shit. Family my ass. If you're not acting like a family member, then you won't be treated like a family member. If you act like a bitch off the street, I will treat you like a bitch off the street. But see, that's the difference between me and a lot of my family members. And then it comes back to, well, he's this and he's that and he's so mean. No, I ain't mean. I'm just cut from a different type of cloth. That's why you have two parts. Because see, yes, I got my mother's part, but I got my father's part too. Which means I got two different motherfuckers circulating around in here. And all my core shit ain't like my family's core shit. See, I don't believe in all that bullshit. I believe that a motherfucker keeping up a bunch of shit needs to be dealt with. Front tire, back tire. See, I'm of that type of nature. I'm just saying. Let me get on down up off my soapbox. But on bam, and we're back. That motherfucking Kenya, somebody gonna get you, bitch. Somebody's gonna get you. It's just and everybody ain't scared. Everybody ain't worried about being a law-abiding citizen, and everybody ain't worried about losing their job. And some people really aren't worried about losing their freedom. They would literally fuck you up. It's coming. Keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Oh, something else funny. See, I'm back on Kenya and Portia. You know, we kept seeing in the commercial, and this was literally the thing that really made us want to see part two, because we kept hearing about, you know, this whole little thing where Kenya told Portia, shut your mouth. If you don't got a dick in it, then you don't know what you're talking about. So we were like, oh my God. And then of course, you know, Portia had to have a comeback for it. So that's what I was waiting for. What is Portia's comeback? And Portia's comeback was, don't worry about that. You just worry about the one that you tuck every day before you go to work, you bitch. I about fell out. It was funny. So anyway, I said, y'all is raunchy. And I'm like, bravo, no bleeping. I mean, they just literally just let them just say the shit. I was like, whoa. Okay, I laughed. But really, all of the hype that they built for part two was nothing but hype, because that's about as really interesting as it got. We did see Aiden. That was really cute, you know, when they brought Aiden out and had Aiden reading the cue cards. And it was only cute to me because of Aiden. It wasn't about what he was asking, because the questions were grown and it was bullshit. You know, he asked Sheree, Miss Sheree, about this, that, thing, and the other, about Sheba Sheree. Was she wearing Sheba Sheree, which is really a read, you know. And that's another thing. What is all these people that have these lines of clothes that don't wear their own clothes, yet you want me to buy your shit? Get out of here. That's just so ridiculous to me. So ridiculous. Why should I buy it? You don't think it's good enough to wear, bitch. Why should I? Anyway, moving on. But Aiden was cute, and we could see that Aiden can read, because he was reading a little bit off of the cue cards and everything like that. And he is getting so tall. Just cute. And he asked his mother, Mom, why are you here? You know, he ready to go. I had enough of this. These people was cute, but it's time to go to fuck on home. So I laughed about that. The other thing that really kind of went on was this whole little situation about the guys. Remember when the guys were actually out, when they were on the vacation and the guys were acting crazy? This is where I was saying they did, and we talked about this before. It did take on a whole nother thing. It was a jump on Kenya session. It really was. It was a jump on Kenya session, and I was kind of glad that Candy said what she said. They were reacting the way they were reacting because of it was Kenya. You know what I mean? And they did that. They did that, but is it fair or isn't it fair? Because Kenya, bitch, that's your character. You're the girl everybody loves to hate. So just shut up and take it. I mean, this is the role you chose to play. So just shut up and don't sit over there, because nobody really feels sorry for you, because you are a bitch. So it is what it is. Now, were they correct in the way they were treating you? No, it wasn't fair. But the shit you do ain't fair either, bitch. So shut up. Shut up and take it. Fire back. Entertain us, bitch. Fight back. And go on. Stop all the motherfucking crying, bitch. Anyway, but it was the guy, that Tammy's nephew. I don't give a fuck what they say. He was very volatile. He was crazy as motherfucking Dick's Hat Band. And if he would have been allowed to continue on, he may have actually put his hands on one of them women. You know, he was out of order. Just the way he approached Candy was crazy. You know, and they was all being really, really dick hungry. They just seen him, and they seen he was tall and he was cute, and they was like, child, somebody get ready to get this dick. Maybe a couple of us get ready to get this dick. And I think they were really down with it. You know what I mean? And can you stop that motherfucking line, bitch? Because you was thirsty, bitch, and damn near had to keep your motherfucking tongue up before y'all went to the house. And then we showed in the video, you're the bitch that actually invited him back to the house, because you thought maybe it was you that was going to get the busted wide open. But he was just disrespectful and didn't like you from the door. Whatever it was about Kenya, he just didn't, he didn't like Kenya. And you could tell it right away. You know, he just didn't care for her. But no, Kenya was right. She didn't have to, yeah, but that's Kenya. She picks. Her mouth. That's her. But she was never wrong for asking for him to be removed because he was volatile. He needed to go. So anyway, I was kind of glad that Candy kind of stood up in that, in that little thing. But just the best. Other than that, really, it really wasn't that great of an episode. It was kind of boring. This was like they could have just omitted this altogether and just went straight to part 3, and we would have never even missed this whole middle section, I believe. But we'll see when everybody comes out next week when the guys come out, because I think that's where the actual sparks are going to fly when the guys come out, because we're going to have that whole little situation with Matt versus Chris. Then we're going to have whatever Todd has to say with Phaedra, and that whole thing. And there was a lot of little stuff tonight, which was shit that we didn't already seen with Phaedra throwing shade at Candy and shit. I ain't even talking about it. It was just whatever. It's the same old. Like she said, people can stop, and I didn't think she was wrong. People can stop asking about whether or not I'm taking my kids to the jail and all that, mind they motherfucking business. Well, I've always been on that anyway. I don't believe that children have any business at jail. So that's just my thing. That's what's good for me and my kids. I don't know what you're going to do with your kids. I don't give a fuck. Mine ain't going to the jail to see a motherfucking soul. I don't want mine to come to jail to see me. But that's just me. That's the way, and that's not to say your parenting is wrong or my parenting is right. It's just what I am following. I don't want to introduce my black boy children to jail, period. But I'm just saying. It is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got for this shit. I ain't going on no more about this. We done. I'll see y'all next week when I think everything's going to pick up. It's going to pick up next week. Nene ain't even get here yet, so we got to see her in that motherfucking horrible ice skating outfit that she got on. I said, okay, girl. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week on Sunday. All right, bye, guys.